Hello everyone and welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Daniela from Hare and Oak Tarot, and I'm so delighted to offer you this pick a card today because we're going to receive a message from your ancestors about a worry that you have. So let's have a look at our piles. We have the Bear and Cedar in pile number 1 with the Birch Ogham stave and the black tourmaline crystal. Then we have the Hare and Oak in pile number 2 with the Hawthorn Ogham stave and the pine cone. Finally, we have the Cat and Lavender in pile number 3 with the Blackthorn Ogham stave and the obsidian crystal. Take a moment to make your choice. If you are drawn to more than a pile, that's absolutely fine too. You can listen to them both. When you're done with your choice, you can find the timestamps in the info box below that will bring you directly to the beginning of your reading. If you like the content of this reading, I would highly appreciate if you could support my channel. Simply leave a thumbs up, drop a comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell down below if you haven't done it yet, so you won't miss any of my new videos. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can find my email in the info box below together with my prices. And if you're interested in my Ogham set, I have a couple of them available for sale. So again, send me an email about those. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you at the beginning of your reading. Hello my loves and welcome to your reading. If you have picked the Bear and Cedar in pile number 1 with the Birch Ogham stave and the black tourmaline crystal, today we're going to be using the Harmony Tarot deck, which has been made by Harmony Nice, a YouTube star and modern witch that has a lot of content inspired by nature, and I would really recommend her. So this is the very first time that I'm using it for others. I use this deck for personal use because every time it seems like a therapy session, especially when you read her booklet. Now I'm going to be using my own interpretation of the cards. She does vary them a lot, so it's quite a peculiar deck for that. Now we're going to try and receive messages from your ancestors about a worry that you have. Please and thank you. May all of your ancestors be present here to assist you and guide you during this problematic time of yours. For pile number 1, please and thank you. I also have drawn some oracle cards that I have here already on a side, and whenever I'm gonna feel called to do so, I will bring them into the reading as well. For pile number 1, messages about a worry that you have from your dear ancestors. You have the 10 of Swords, this beautiful heather suit. You have the 8 of Wands with the bluebells. You have the 4 of Wands, the Ace of Wands, which she calls the Ace of Spring, which is so beautiful. We have the Ace of Autumn as well, which is the Ace of Swords. And finally, we have the Page of Winter, which is the Page of Pentacles. So what is the message from your ancestors about a worry that you have? Now, 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords is the first card that came out, and it is definitely a heavy card. I love the fact that it came out in reverse though, because it means that you are about to step out of a very difficult and painful time in which you have felt dragged into the ground, stabbed in the back, stabbed on your back, crushed. You felt like your heart was crushed in a million pieces, deeply emotionally, physically exhausted, okay, and also hopeless, like not knowing where to start again, feeling completely depleted. This card in reverse speaks about coming out of that phase, speaks about finally restoring that inner spark of life and allowing yourself to heal and standing up, especially against the adversities, and yeah, using whatever, taking advantage of whatever horrible things happen to you to learn a beautiful lesson, and especially to prove to yourself that you will always be by your own side, that you will always pick yourself up no matter what happens, that you will always be your major healer of yourself, if that makes sense, that you're not going to let life defeat you no matter what. Okay, so beautiful healing card. It is followed by the Eight of Wands in the reverse position. So this is telling me that there's going to be this is telling me that your ancestors are actually suggesting you to slowly start communicating with the people around you about what happened to you, because the Eight of Wands would be speaking about indeed communication and movement and stamina, and having new ideas as well. But there's a lot of exchange of texts and messages and calls. I'm going to visit someone. So I feel that your ancestors are basically suggesting you to ask for help, or not necessarily, because you've been helping yourself on your own already. But this is about sharing your story slowly. You don't have to do it all together all at once. You don't have to overwhelm yourself. I'm just hearing as well, this is about starting a blog for yourself or a journal where you can bit by bit unravel everything that happened to you, because it could be that you were so busy facing it and fighting it that you didn't have any time for your own self-care. You didn't have time to wind down. You didn't have any time to spend by yourself to analyze the situation. You were just in the fight or flight mode, and you decided to fight most of the time. That's what I'm seeing, and you've probably been doing that by yourself all the time. So I really feel that your ancestor's suggestion is to come out of your nest a little bit and start speaking up. And if this is not an old issue but a current or repetitive issue that is happening, even more a reason to reach out to others and explain. For some of you, this could be indeed speaking about starting a therapy session where you can finally unload all of your thoughts and emotions and feeling, and one by one analyze them with your therapist. We have, what was this again? The Four of Wands. So this is something possibly correlated to your home. And Ace of Springs. So I feel that your ancestors are actually encouraging you to have a new beginning regarding your home. For some of you, this simply means renovating your home. For some other of you, this simply means moving your furniture around. For some of you, this simply means doing the spring cleaning, even though it's no spring just yet, but to bring some new fresh energy into your space. So open all of the windows, even just for a few minutes, and even simply that, and brushing, sweeping the floor, with intention of removing all the negative energy. So I feel that it might be talking about bringing cleansing into your space. For some other of you, this could actually be talking about feeling excited about a new beginning regarding your home. So this could mean that you are moving out somewhere, or that you are starting to think about moving out somewhere, or that you're starting to invest into your own home. But also for some other of you, this could mean finding your home in the sense of your tribe, finding your own tribe. So it doesn't necessarily have to be dealing with your physical home, but with your emotional home, for your soul, right? Your soul tribe. So it could mean that they're suggesting you to find people that really resonate with you in the sense of beliefs and lifestyle and energy, which is very, very important. So there's some new fresh energies about this. It could mean that you are suggested to look around for some new friendship or expecting them. The Ace of Spring, which is the Ace of Wand, does speak indeed as well about feeling up like a pioneer, going for adventure, exploring new horizons. So anything that can spark a new passion, a new interest inside of you, please go and follow, because that is going to be a really good opportunity for you to encounter the right people that you need into your life right now. The Four of Wands indeed does speak about celebration, and you can tell as well from the ribbons there. It could mean that you are invited to an actual celebration, like a birthday party or a wedding, something like that, or a baby shower even, and that is going to be giving you the opportunity that you needed. So take this as a sign. If you are invited to a party or something like that, some type of celebration, and you were thinking to say no, rethink that, because I see that with this Ace of Spring, there's going to be some new opportunities rising from that particular event. We have as well the Ace of Swords and Page of Pentacles. That is all very interesting. This is all about indeed picking yourself up. Two aces. This is to confirm that a new beginning is around the corner. The Ace of Autumn, though, with this beautiful heather, is asking you to reach a certain mental clarity that is going to allow you to know where you should invest your energies into, in what direction, in what areas of your life. Okay, you need that mental clarity, otherwise your energies will be scattered around the place. You might feel lost and confused. You might not know exactly what to do, where to start again, like we said at the beginning with this 10 of headers in the reverse position. So take some time for yourself, by yourself, to create this very clear picture of what you would like to achieve in the near future. This could also be talking about having a new idea and nourishing it, okay, and then invest in it with the Page of Winter. This is about spending the first few coins in that particular activity. It doesn't mean that you have to invest a whole lot, but just start doing it. And even if it's not necessarily about money for some of you, it could simply mean about your committing energy. So please find one particular area of your life, one particular interest, one particular project, idea, whatever that is, and invest into it wholeheartedly. But also with this Page of Winter, with patience for yourself. Patience and knowing that you're not going to be achieving results with a click of your fingers. The Page of Winters requires constant attention, constant dedication in a slow way. So with a slow rhythm. So unlike the Spring, which has a much faster energy, the Page of Winter indeed is represented by the season of winter, which is the slowest one. It's requiring you to do things very slowly. So just like anything that happens, just like the natural process in winter, you might think nothing is happening because on the outside everything seems to be frozen, you don't see much growth, but underneath the bulbs are starting forming, there is a whole lot of life happening underneath the ground that we're not seeing, or inside the trees that we are not seeing. So even though it seems like it's not bringing results, it is not really true. So have that patience, carry that knowledge with you, and that tolerance. Okay, so that is the energy that your ancestors are suggesting you to step onto. Now, I don't know, like, with tarot, I usually kind of focus on one card at a time, and then I see the bigger picture at the end. And now, only now, I'm connecting to the fact that this Ogham stave is the birch, and does speak indeed about cleansing from the past and preparing the ground for a new fresh beginning, and cleansing as well, like all of those topics that we've been speaking already. So that is an extra confirm, and just so that you believe me that I'm not just cherry picking the meaning of the birch, I do have a summary here that I created while I was studying the Oghams. And for the birch, I wrote, the birch prepares the ground for a fresh new beginning by eliminating negative energies and stuck patterns that are not serving you anymore. It encourages a pioneer attitude, it helps the introvert to step out of the crowd, and it provides the energy and confidence to embark on a new adventure. Isn't that amazing how many of these words have actually been already coming out in this reading? Okay, the pioneer energy, the new ideas, the new beginnings, the cleansing, the pioneer. I'm repeating myself at this stage, so you get the point. All the elements talk with each other, and it's so beautiful to witness. Now, the bear and cedar speaks about leadership. Now, the bear and cedar, it's a beautiful combination of one, the element of cleansing that comes from the cedar again, and two, the benevolent figure that the bear is, but at the same time very good at protecting themselves or their family, and by placing strong boundaries and rules. So this is the figure of a really good leader that cares about the well-being of the people that are following him. So it feels like you are invited to step onto step into your power, and embrace as well any authoritarian figure if it has been suggested to you. We also have the black tourmaline, which is the crystal that you always want to use when you want to ground your energy, and especially cleansing from toxic energy and making it bounce away, and clear yourself of any negative energy. So it really feels like this is a new rebirth for you. Your ancestors are telling you, we are here encouraging this rebirth. We believe in you. We believe in your healing abilities. We believe that you are going to start feeling happy again and celebrate life again. We believe that there's going to be fresh new beginnings that are going to make you feel alive, and also they are going to give you the clarity that you need, and you're going to be dedicated into something that is going to entertain you and catches your attention, that is going to keep you busy in the meantime. And oftentimes keeping busy with our hands doing something material, practical, is very useful to heal ourselves on a spiritual level. So yeah, really, this 8 of Wands is all about stepping out of this dark phase in which you've been sitting for a while, and slowly with a lot of patience coming back to life. This is such a beautiful spread. I can also see that there's 3 elements of spring, so literally you are going to face the season of the spring in your life right now. Okay, you really feel that there is fresh new energy. So let's grab some more cards. Where is the deck? There it is. Messages from your ancestors about a worry that you have. So it seems very encouraging, with some practical advices as well that we always need. Let's see any more messages from pile number 1's ancestors about a worry that they have. Please and thank you. If there's any other particular advice, we have the 5 of Swords, very interesting, in the reverse position. We have the Crow, which is the Devil in the Major Arcana, in the reverse position. and the Four of Pentacles in the upright position. Now, I feel that your ancestors are suggesting you to try and spend as little time as possible thinking about getting a revenge, okay? Because the Five of Swords, you're dropping your sword. You decided you don't want to be part of any extra useless conflicts and debates and fight, and you are not interested dwelling in it just for the sake of swimming in those toxic energies. You're healing now, so you don't need that, and you're not gonna allow anyone to trigger you if they are trying to start a new fight with you. So you're basically lifting yourself up from it. You're seeing things from a different perspective. You're not allowing anyone to drag you down into those dark waters. Five of Swords is Aquarius energy, so you are being yourself. You're allowing yourself to be who you are, and you are aligning yourself with your original soul purpose and personality. So just because you might be a kind person and you always like to meet other people's needs, and you always like or tend to please them, it doesn't mean that if they are inviting you into a toxic fight, you should go and please them doing so. Just listen to your own desires. If you are seeking peace, if you're seeking inner peace, then give that to yourself and don't allow anyone to challenge that. So yeah, stepping out of anything toxic in your life that is not serving you anymore. That's what I'm sensing here. Okay, so the Eight of Wands in that sense could be actually stop talking, because it is the card of communication, but if it is in reverse, it could also be interrupting communication with some people that are not respecting your needs, your boundaries. They are not caring about your well-being, about your highest best interests. Okay, so you deserve a lot better. If they're not able to listen, if all they are interested is draining you and dragging you into fights without really listening to you, you don't have to stay, you don't have to be part of that game anymore. Okay, so that's very interesting. Again, we have the Crow, which has similar meanings, because the Crow, being the devil, does speak about some toxic patterns. So it could be that these people that came into your life actually came as a mirror to let you have compassion for those toxic sides of yourself that you might have had perhaps when you were younger, or some of them might still be lingering, and you're realizing, I don't want to be like this anymore. Okay, so the devil in reverse speaks about detoxing again, detoxing yourself either from unhealthy behaviors, unhealthy beliefs, thinking patterns, and unhealthy friendship, unhealthy relationships, toxic food, toxic substances. Okay, just removing them from your life, and that will help you to find back the north. Okay, will help you to find the right direction. You will feel again that there's going to be that guiding star showing you the way. And I feel that your ancestors are telling you to be very stubborn with this new boundary, because the Four of Pentacles is holding really tight on what he values. So anything that is positive in your life, anything that you have dedicated yourself a lot towards, and that you've been investing a lot of energies and efforts and perhaps money as well towards, hold on to it really tight, because you need that stability and structure that offers you a lot of positivity moving forward. Okay, because yes, on one side, you're removing toxic energies and toxic friendships and walking away from toxic experiences, but also you need to be able to look forward to something or hold on to something, right? Yes, it's like, I don't know, for some reason I'm just imagining like falling down to a cliff. You know very well that you don't want to reach that bottom anymore, that your desire is to climb up again, but you also need a hand of support where you can actually hang yourself onto to keep climbing up with more energy. So whether that is some really healthy friendship or your job, which has been a really nourishing place for you, or whether this is your family, whether this is your project, anything in which you've been dedicated yourself a lot and they have been dedicated themselves to you in a very positive way, hold on really tight onto it. That is the message. But let go of anything else that doesn't serve you. Now I feel is the right time to come out with some article messages. So I lost some of them. Did I? Did they fall? Yes, they did. Okay, so we have 3 cards from the Lenormand. One is the Mice, which, yes, does speak indeed about worries and anxiety. The other one is the Ship in reverse, which is very similar to the meaning of the 8 of Wands in reverse. And then the third one is the Sun. Okay, so this is so beautiful, especially in this order, because your ancestors are telling you that soon enough you won't have any reasons to be worried about. Your anxiety will dissipate. Okay, you will be able to control them as well. Instead of thinking of these little mice as someone that is causing troubles or stealing something valuable from your home or ruining it, you're gonna think of them as soft, tiny, cute little creatures that are bringing a lot of joy into your life. So your perspective is going to change because you're shifting into a new reality. Look at the Sun. This is bringing beautiful new opportunities into your life, and your ancestors with this card are really suggesting you strongly to accept any opportunity that comes your way. And we saw that with the Ace of Spring, Page of Winter, Ace of Swords as well. You have to open up your eyes to new opportunities that come your way and say more yeses, okay? Because you are, like I said, about to shift into a new reality. You have to believe so, though. And you have to be proactive as well. It's not that things simply fall down from the sky. You have to show some efforts as well. So you have to make the good choices. Yes, simply say yes, say more yeses. This Ship in reverse. Now, I'm gonna get some clarifying about this because yes, in the traditional meaning from the Lenormand cards, when the ship is upright, it does speak about an imminent travel. Because it's in reverse, it could be that this trip, this movement is being delayed, or you are suggested to not go. That is something that probably you will have to consider yourself. Being a general reading, perhaps I can't go too much into the specifics, but I also associate this with these 8 of Wands in reverse. Okay, this is funny that we got similar energies because this is movement, traveling, communicating, and is in reverse position. So I feel that if you, for example, are worried that your journey is going to be delayed and you really wanted to go, your ancestors are saying not to worry, things are going to be fine in the end. You will see the solution of everything. Okay, if otherwise you're thinking, should I move or should I not? I feel that this is an energy to slow down. So if you're planning to move out of your home, do so but in a slow way. We got this message as well from the house that some of you might be thinking to move out of your house. So the Ship in reverse, it could be telling you to do things in a slow, careful, planned way. carefully planned way, because you don't want to do those things impulsively. You don't want to move into a new house without knowing all of the rules, without knowing how everything works, without signing proper contracts and things like that. um excuse me for the light dimming down, but the sun is setting. And we also have some extra cards. We have the grounding from this shamanic healing article. Then we have the divine timing and unlimited possibilities. I can't believe it. Oh, these cards are so dark. I hope you can see them. But yes, so I really feel that this grounding energies is here to calm down all of that overthinking, anxieties and worries. Is your ancestors telling you, connect with your body, connect with your roots, connect with us, connect with nature, and everything will fall into place. You will never see a tree being anxious because he starts losing his leaves. He knows that is happening for a good reason. You will never see a tree being angry because there's a storm and he wants it to be sunny. They simply embrace the cycle of the climate, the weather, the cycle in the seasons, the life cycles in general. So try to gain the same calm and confidence that any element in nature has. And with this divine timing, indeed, be patient with yourself. Everything is going to happen at the right time. So this card that we got, the ship in reverse, on top of the Ace of Spring and on top of the Four of Spring, maybe talking about this anxiety that you might have because you want to move out but you're not finding a place in time, or you want to do it quicker, you want it to happen now, and spirits, your ancestors are telling you, wait, don't be impulsive, because you will be aligned with the right home for you if you're just patient and wait for that perfect moment. So trust in us and trust in the universe. Also, try to step out of a scarcity mentality in which you think that unless you act now, unless you find a solution yourself, unless you step into your masculine energy, you won't be able to attract the heaven that you have in your mind. You won't be able to reach that clear vision in which you're so happy. But spirits, your ancestors are telling you, you don't have to worry about the how and the when and the what. You just have to believe that it will happen. There are so many miracles happening in the world, in the universe, and you're going to be blessed with one of them. You don't have to worry too much about it. Simply believe in your clear vision. Be proactive with the bear. Be open to this new beginning. Cleanse your energies from the past. You know, all of these beautiful advices that you got already. Write them down into a journal and meditate upon them. And then another card that I wanted to give you is the heart space, which comes from the Peace article. I'm going to write down all of the Amazon affiliate links for any of these decks if you're interested to get them for yourself, so you'll find out the proper title as well. For this particular card, I wanted to read you the booklet. Okay, because they always have really beautiful messages and I wouldn't give them justice by simply using my intuition. So here it says, the best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. And this is a sentence from Helen Keller. So that was the first message. And then the booklet itself says, a small flame of the divine is alive in your heart, longing to reconnect to the greater self. Honor this calling and be guided home to love, truth and brilliance. Follow this path back to you. Step into your heart, cherish that space and walk out in peace. The divinatory meaning of this card is, no one knows you better than you do. The person who knows what is best for you right now is you. You know who you are in your dreams. Pursue greatness. The affirmation is, my heart is my home. It is the heart of my soul. My heart is my comfort, my warmth, my strength, and my cottage. My heart knows me and drives me to be all that I am. I know what is best for me. This is so beautiful, and it's such a self-reliant message as well. And I saw that you are your own healer. I saw that from the very get-go of this reading, and this is the confirm of it. And this is also telling you, whatever you are, that is where your home is. You're carrying that home within you. So don't you worry too much about what happened externally. I know that we keep doing that. It's absolutely normal because we live in the 3D world. But try to find peace again in this, knowing that you are safe within your heart. As long as you protect and love yourself, that is going to be a good enough barrier to protect yourself from any other person on the outside that has ill intention towards you. Because once you love yourself, you'll be able to say no to certain things. You'll be able to be more clairvoyant about what's about to happen as well. You'll be more careful. Okay, so that is something that I felt like saying to you. And what else comes from this card? Yes, something else I wanted to say is that if you're going through some troubles, and you're finding it hard knowing what is the right choice, what is the right direction. Again, the booklet was kind of trying to tell you it's important that you listen to your heart instead of the suggestions and advices from loads of other people, because they don't know exactly what you're going through. And sometimes it's so frustrating when you're trying to explain and you really hope that your best friends or your mom or someone really close to you will fully understand what you're going through. But truth is, they won't be able to do so at 100%. So it is so important that the first voice that you listen to is your own. Now I'm gonna leave you with this. Thank you so much for listening up until now. I hope this reading has been helpful. Let me know in the comments down below. I'll answer to each one of your comments, and I would love if you could support my channel if you like the content by simply giving a like, a thumbs up, leave a comment, share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't done it yet, and hit the notification bell down below if you haven't done it yet, so it will notify you anytime that there is a new video uploaded. Check out my main channel as well, Ocean Jasper, if you're interested in romantic readings. Hit me up with an email if you are interested in a private readings or getting my OM set. I do have a set of 20 OM saves made by myself, collected from fallen branches around my area, sanded by hand, and wood burned by hand, and also they've been charged spiritually with the blessing of the three spirits. So let me know if you're interested to get that. I'm gonna leave you now, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Sending you big hugs and best of luck with your situation. Much love. Hello my loves, and welcome to your reading. If you have picked the Hare and Oak in pile number 2 with the Hotter Noam Save and the Little Pine Cone. Today we're going to be using the Harmony Tarot deck, which has been made by Harmony Nice. If you don't know her, she is a YouTube star and modern witch, and a lot of her content is being inspired by nature, so I absolutely adore her. So let's ask your ancestors to be here present with us so that they can give you any sort of advice or warning or guidance about your current situation that is worrying you. For pile number 2, please and thank you. For pile number 2, message from your ancestors about a worry that you have. Now this particular deck works very differently from the traditional ones, so every card has a different name, both in the major arcanas and the minor arcanas, but I'm going to guide you through them. In her booklet, she also has different interpretation for the major arcanas, which are absolutely amazing and really therapeutical to read. So I would really suggest this deck if you want to get it for yourself. But for now, during this reading, I'm going to be using my interpretations. Otherwise, we would be staying here forever reading each word by word by the booklet, which I'm sure is not what you would want me to do. So I'm just gonna follow my intuition and use my usual interpretation of the cards. We are also going to be using some oracle cards that I have here, been set on a side. Whenever I feel it's the right time to introduce them, I will. For now, let's have a look with tarot. Message from your ancestors about a worry that you have. We have the World card in reverse, which she calls the Orchard. We have the Seven of Spring, which is the Seven of Wands in the reverse position. So you have to know, if you don't know me, that I also use reverse meaning. We have the Eight of Summer, which is the Eight of Cups. We have the Six of Winter, which is the Six of Pentacles. The Witch in reverse, which is the Hierophant in the traditional tarot. And then we have the Nine of Spring, which is the Nine of Wands. So let's start with these. Then we're going to get a second draw as well of tarot to clarify all of it and see if there's any added guidance. And then we will be reading the oracle cards. Okay, the Orchard in the reverse position. So this is the World in reverse position, clarified by the Seven of Wands in reverse. Now, what I'm sensing here is an energy of giving up or stop fighting. So I'm sensing here, with this Orchard in the reverse position, there is some resistance in entering into a new world, or entering into a new chapter of your life, or entering into a new phase of your life, and letting go of something from the past that is done and dusted with. So anything that you were supposed to learn from that phase of your life, it has been learned, and now it is time for you to explore and open yourself up to a new world. Exactly. But because it's in reverse, there is some perhaps resistance in you. Or it could be as well that your ancestors are suggesting you to stay there until you find some closure. Okay, perhaps you haven't received the closure that you need. Okay, perhaps because someone gave up. With these Seven of Wands, we're definitely going to understand better what type of scenario this is by including the meanings of the other cards as well. So Eight of Cups, okay, that is a very sad card, the Eight of Cups, because it does speak about the grief and sorrow that we have when we have to take the really difficult decision to move away from something that is not working out anymore and is just draining us or wasting our energy, or is just being toxic. So even though you're still attached to it, even though you're still your heart is still there, you take the decision to leave. No matter how painful that is, you know that it is the right decision. So that's what I'm sensing here. That's the meaning of this card with the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles is a nice card because it does speak about equal give and take. So what I'm sensing here is that there is a decision that needs to be made in order for you to feel happier, and it involves leaving behind somebody or something that it is not being of service to your highest, best and highest interest. Because with the Six of Pentacles, you truly deserve to be with someone or to work with someone, or to be involved in whatever situation with someone that takes care of your needs and desires and well-being. And perhaps you're still in a situation in which this is not happening. So I feel that your ancestors in this particular situation are suggesting you to really feel at peace with this decision to move away. So perhaps you have this indecision inside of you. You're like, should I stay with this person or should I go? Should I continue committing myself to them no matter the sacrifices, or should I go? And I feel that the Seven of Wands is the answer. They're saying to you, it is time for you to give up. We have certain moments in life where we have to fight, we have to face the troubles face on. We have to fight them face on. Sorry, perhaps I'm not using the right sentence here, but you know what I mean. And sometimes life really requires us to be wildly courageous and enduring all the difficulties for a good purpose. In this particular situation, your ancestors are guiding you to withdraw your stamina, to withdraw your defenses, and to step back in order to find your inner peace again, because it feels like you were hoping as well to get this beautiful orchard where you could find so much peace and silence and feel connected with nature and enjoy the fruits of your labor in a relaxed way. You know, she's reading a book, there's a beehive around, there's so much abundance in the trees that are bearing fruits, there's no other living being around, and she is enjoying her quiet time. So perhaps because the orchard is in reverse, what you were hoping that it was going to be a very quiet and peaceful time of your life ended up being quite messy and loud and distressing. And so perhaps it is time for you to accept that it is not the right place for you, or that it used to be right for you, and now it is time for you to find a new place or new situation, a new type of relationship, whatever that is. Obviously is a general reading. I don't have you right here in front of me, so we're just gonna we're not gonna go too much in the detail because there's so many of you watching. We have the Witch. That's really good. That is in reverse actually, because it does represent the Hierophant, and the Hierophant, when it's upright, does speak about respecting some type of authority, respecting tradition, and being of service of a higher institution in which we believe in, and we want to respect their rules. Sometimes it also speaks about marriage, indeed, where you are signing a contract in front of an institution and bonding two people together. This Witch in reverse does speak about breaking free from tradition, and sometimes it can speak about divorces and breaking free from a particular contract. So that could be related to your love life or could be related to your job life. You will be able to tell me. There is a 9 of Wands, so this explains why you have to do it. Now the 9 of Wands, when is in a prime position, would be speaking about someone that is carrying too many loads on their shoulder, okay, on his shoulder. Someone that is absolutely exhausted physically and emotionally, but is still trying to do what he's supposed to be doing for the best of his family or whoever works underneath them, or for themselves even. But there's sacrifices here, and they are burdening someone's soul. Because this card is in reverse, it does speak about releasing those burdens, okay? And finally, you know, removing that load of that you're carrying onto yourself, feeling like you're the sole responsible of a particular situation, when in reality it is possible to delegate to others. If you have too many responsibilities, it is possible to talk to someone. If it's a partner, if it's a kid, if it's a colleague, if it's a friend, a partner in your business, a business partner, it is possible to ask to share the responsibilities. Okay, so this is up to you. This is the advice from your ancestors. This has all been too much. You definitely pour a lot of your heart into this situation, and you are hoping to find some harmony. You are hoping to be respected. You are hoping to see some equal give and take. Unfortunately, it has not been like that. You've been fighting a lot for this situation to come back to the original order, how it was meant to be since the beginning. But it is not happening anymore. Perhaps your strategies worked in the past, but they're not anymore, and I feel that this is happening for a reason, because it is allowing you to break free indeed from the tradition or from a structure that has nourished you, it has raised you perhaps, and you are absolutely grateful for it, but now you are in a phase in which you want to be yourself. You want to honor your true feelings and thoughts and opinions and personality, and therefore it is time for you to start thinking with your own mind and not necessarily respect the other people's rules or this particular institution rules. It reminds me as well of someone that belongs to a cult or believes in a particular religion and has all these dogmas and rules, and all of a sudden they decide, wait a minute, I have my own beliefs, I have my own idea of spirituality, my own idea of God, or my own idea of witchcraft and how it should be done. I don't want to follow to any particular rule necessarily. They don't resonate with my soul, so I'm just gonna do my own thing. That's what it is. It is a struggle sometimes because you lose sometimes the connection with people that do follow those rules and do judge you if you don't. So it is definitely a pain, and this could be the pain that we have in the Eight of Cups, leaving some type of friendship as well, that have been really nourishing, like I said, but unfortunately your beliefs might be slightly different now, and you guys might not be, you might not receive, like I said, enough attention from them, or you might not receive enough care from them, or you might not feel understood at times, or you might feel judged because you started to have your own way of thinking. Whatever situation that is, it is completely understandable that it is a painful choice and that you've been pondering about it and resisting it. It is totally normal that you're resisting this new world. And also, new world represents stepping onto the unknown and feeling like a baby again, having to learn everything, and testing yourself outside of your comfort zone, and perhaps without that support of friends and family and the support of that institution that you were relying upon in the past. So yes, it is absolutely scary, but your ancestors are saying that that is the right decision for you. Okay, you have to free yourself from that burden. You have to walk away from something that is not serving you anymore. You have to break free from a particular situation that is hindering your growth and your potential. You're so artistic and original. You're so mystical and magical, and it would be a pity to throw all of that magic in the bin and not expose it and not influence other people with it, and awaken their inner spark as well, simply by being you. Okay, so it is a good thing that this is happening so that you can be realigned with your soul purpose. So don't fight this anymore. There is no much good is going to happen if you keep fighting and trying to find the harmony in a situation that is already disaligned for you. And sometimes, just like when a teenager is ready to leave their family home, it's the same thing. It is supposed to be like that. Most of teenagers do fight with their parents, do rebel against them, against their rules. It is supposed to happen. So that cutting that umbilical cord is not going to be as hard, and it just makes the natural process flowing more easily. Okay, for them to step out of that house and step into their power and start creating their original life. Okay, now I can see as well the OM is aware of your difficulties. You've had restraints, you've had difficulties, you've had some challenges that you had to endure, some conflicts perhaps as well, some adversities. So life hasn't been easy on you, but your ancestors are saying, first of all, these adversities are making you stronger, and they are giving you a really important lesson. Sorry for the alarm, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's from the neighbors. So the ancestors are saying to you right now that after this period of difficulties, finally you can be rewarded by a lot of abundance and success. Indeed, this is the Hare and Oak card. The keywords is new opportunity. Now the hare it's often been associated with fertility and spring, so it is a symbol of abundance and love because of that. And the oak is a symbol of endurance and strength. So that is the reason why the message of this card is that after a period of endurance, after having to be really strong, finally now you're going to be rewarded with abundance and success. This is also the card of a caregiver or a mother that has sacrificed so much for their patients or kids, and now she can finally see them stepping out into the world, and is obviously really sad to say goodbye to them, and obviously she's gonna shed some tears about it, but she also knows that this is the beginning of a new era for her, where she can finally focus all of her energies onto herself again, onto her self-care, onto her friendship, onto her business. So it is not gonna be a chapter of sacrifice anymore. It is going to be a chapter of sitting back, relax, and enjoying the fruits of your labor. Okay, that's what I'm sensing here. So let's grab some more cards. So some of you could be worried that your teenager is growing so fast, much faster than you wanted, and wants to get out of the house, and you're worried about her safety. Or for some other scenarios, it could be that you just finished your studies and you have to step into the new world, and you're kind of scared to step out of that institution, step out of that school, because you don't have that support. You have to find your job, you have to find your accommodation, you have to start cooking for yourself and things like that. So it is painful to let go of it. But also in that situation, I see that your ancestors are saying you will find people that will be so happy to help you in that particular situation. Okay, so please don't feel so hopeless and don't burden yourself with so many worries and fears about this new chapter, because you are going to be watched, you're going to be supported. Okay, that's something else I am seeing here. And for some others, like I kind of mentioned earlier, it could be about you deciding to leave a particular job or house or relationship because they haven't been serving your highest best anymore, and it is simply the right time to go, and you've sacrificed yourself already for too long and going through too many difficulties and restraints, and now you can finally be free. But isn't it scary? It reminds me of a little bird, that has been caged for too long, and that's everything that he's always been knowing, being caged. And all of a sudden someone finally free him and open the little door. What is the bird gonna do? Most likely it's gonna stay in the cage because it doesn't know how to survive in the wild and is scared to be free. It doesn't know. He's always been safe in the cage even though he was in prison. So he doesn't know how to face those adversities outside. So that is something to ponder about. It makes sense to be scared. But also I feel like your ancestors are trying to give you that encouragement, knowing that you won't be alone and you will be helped. Because the Six of Pentacles comes right after the Five of Pentacles, which is a card of feeling hopeless, lost and confused and broke as well. So the Six of Pentacles come with help. Okay, so let's see for pile number 2, messages from your ancestors about a worry that you have. We have the Eight of Pentacles with the Sun, so beautiful. Oh wow, the Knight of Summer, which is the Knight of Cups, the King of Autumn, which is the King of Swords in the reverse position, the Well, which is the Tower in the reverse position, and the Queen of Winter, which is the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse position. These are going to be the last tarot cards that we're going to read before the oracles. So for some of you, your ancestors are advising you to focus a lot on your work or any project that is occupying your mind and your hands lately. So this Eight of Pentacles, it is about dedication, focusing on the details, hard working. Okay, this is someone that is hard worker, and yes, really attached to his routine. This is Sun in Virgo type of energy, which is funny that we also have the Sun there, because the position of the Eight of Pentacles is Sun in Virgo indeed, which is a personality that is indeed hardworking and really meticulous, very careful to the details, perfectionist, and loves to be of service to others. So I feel that your ancestors are saying that if you would focus your mind and your attention onto a particular routine that makes you happy, that would be the best that you could do for yourself. In some cases, this particular routine is gonna bring you money. Okay, it is part of your work, it is part of your duty. In other cases, it could simply be that you are busy doing a repetitive activity that is making you feel happy, and it doesn't have any other purpose than distracting your mind and making you feel satisfied about yourself and giving you confidence. And there's nothing about using it as sorry, the Italian words come out. Do you say remunerative? Like, it is not to create profit, basically. So it depends. It can be either or. We have the Knight of Cups in the upright position and the King of Swords in reverse. So this is about quietening the mind, quietening the logical, rational part of your brain to give more space and more fertile land to your feelings, to your passions, to your dreams, to your creativity. The Knight of Summer wants to put action onto the things that he loves, okay? And this is a person that would be really outspoken about the things he loves, about their feelings and emotions, about their dreams, okay? So I feel that your ancestors are telling you to worry less about the boring bureaucratical aspect, even though yes, you have to pay attention to the details, but at the same time it's important that you don't lose touch with your final goals and final dreams, especially those ones that make you feel really satisfied and excited and aligned with yourself. So this could be also the reason that is going to help you pulling yourself out of that previous chapter that is no longer serving you anymore. So perhaps there is a work activity that you always wanted to go for, and the opportunity is finally showing up for you. So your ancestors are suggesting you to face it head on, okay, and embrace it, accept it, say yes, and you know, focus yourself, focus so much on it that there's not gonna be any place in your mind for any other worries, okay? So it is important that you do something that excites you and that you love, even at the cost of not having the full picture for the future, even at the cost of not knowing exactly where it is going to bring you. What fruits are you going to collect from this activity? How much money this is going to be making? That doesn't count so much right now, okay? Future planning goes on a secondary position, okay? As long as it makes you smile, as long as it makes your heart jump, that's the right thing for you to do. We have the Tower card in the reverse position. Again, this is resistance to break free from a situation that is being shaky. It is not safe for you anymore, and you're holding so tight onto it. You're like, but this is the place I grew up in, or this is the place I've spent my last 5 years, or I've been investing myself so much, all of my time, effort and energies and love I've invested into this place. I cannot bear seeing it broken down. But your ancestors want you to let go of those thoughts, because this well is ancient. It's not working anymore. You cannot get any water out of it anymore. Wouldn't it be better to knock it down and to start a new one, a fresh one, that you can actually use to get water out of the land? Isn't it much better? I know you're very attached to it because of your memories, but your ancestors are saying, in order to step, in alignment with your purpose and find some relief out of this situation, your ancestors are suggesting you to cut this cord from the past, okay? And there is actually a ritual that is called the cord cutting ritual that help us to remove any negative attachment from a particular person, relationship, situationship that is holding us back from embracing new opportunities. And the Hare and Oak is all about new opportunities. So really your ancestors are telling you the opportunities are on the other side of this first challenge of cutting from the past. I don't know why I'm feeling like the right words are not coming up to surface, so there could be as well a block in your throat, in your fifth chakra. There could be a blockage there in your communication. Indeed, the Queen of Winter is the Queen of Swords, and if it was a pride, she would be very honest, reliable. She would be very direct and logic, and very rational, very a very fair boss, but not at all emotional. So quite strict. And also she would have really clear vision about the future. She'd be very determined. She would have really strong boundaries. She would have no problem cutting people out of their life if they are not respecting her anymore. She would have no problem telling them what they're doing wrong and how they are damaging her. She would just say it straight into their face with no filter. But because it's in reverse, it could be that this is what's holding you back. You might find it really hard to tell people when they're hurting you, or when they are disrespecting you. But that is an old pattern that you have learned as a kid, perhaps because you realize as a child that by pleasing the people around you, you were gonna keep yourself safe, because they might have been really unpredictable and they weren't able to regulate their emotions. They might have been narcissistic, manipulative, they might have had anger issues and things like that. So you just realize as a kid, pleasing them is going to do best for me. But this is an old pattern. It belongs to that old well, and you have to rebuild a new one now. Okay, you have to rewire things in your brain and create new thoughts and new beliefs and new attitudes, so that you can step into your womanhood or manhood. Okay, so in your adulthood, that's what I mean. Okay, so let me grab the oracle cards now. So what do we have? We have the snake, we have the dog, and we have the book. This is very interesting because your ancestors are telling you that one of the ways that you have in order to feel a bit better about the situation is to learn a lot, to gain a lot of wisdom, to gain a lot of knowledge, as much as you can, because educations will make you free. And in particular, they want you to learn about two particular people, perhaps, or in general, these people that are not taking care of you, they're not respecting you, they're breaking your boundaries, they are not intended to serve your highest good anymore. Just those people that we were saying you need to cut, how do you say, to cut cords with, to cut bridge. They want you to learn as much as you can from them, so that you will be able to defend yourself if needed. But especially what I'm seeing here is that they want you to learn a lot in general from the people that you welcome in your life, to figure out whether you can trust them, whether they are loyal and reliable and trustworthy and honest, and they have some strong morals, or whether they are sneaky and selfish and poisonous and toxic. Okay, so whether this is in a dating situation, perhaps, so whether this is in a new job situation, or entering into a house share, or whether it's about your group of friends, your ancestors want you to learn as much as you can. And you don't have to necessarily stalk them, but even stepping into your inner knowing, your intuition, your clairvoyant, clairsentient, psychic abilities. And because often I mean, most of the time when we meet a person for the first time and we shake hands with them or we look at them in the eyes, in the very first few seconds, we receive an impression. And that impression, most of the time, has said the truth. I know that there is this saying that, in Italy, that the clothes don't make the person, that their external physical appearance doesn't say anything about who they are as a person. And that is true in many ways, but I have found in my life that I have neglected so much my intuition. Whenever I was having a really bad first impression of a person, I would gaslight myself and I would say, no, come on, surely this is just your fear, this is just you projecting. Just give them a chance and they might be much better than what you think. But I was never wrong. Yes, initially they seemed to be much better than I thought, and then maybe a year, 2 years later, they ended up being this terrible snake that was trying to ruin my life. So I then remember about that first impression. I was like, damn, I was so right, and I completely disregarded that instinct. So try to step into your intuition as much as you can anytime that you meet a new person to figure out whether they are going to be a dog or a snake. And it is not only about that. There's a lot that you can learn in the first few days or weeks or months of getting to know someone or getting to know a situation by testing them. And I don't mean in a bad way, but you know, simple situations, simple ask questions as well. If you manage to figure out how they think about different cultures and different races, how they think about animals, how they think about, how they feel about people that are in less advantaged situations, okay, less privileged situations, how they feel about that, or what they would do in a particular situation if they were faced with a difficult decision, da da da. Okay, there's a lot that you can ask to figure out a person, even in a subtle way. So this is something that your ancestors are really suggesting you to do. Let's see what else. And especially now that you're stepping into a new phase and you're perhaps feeling quite scared about um ending up attracting the wrong people into your life just because you're feeling vulnerable, just because you're new into a specific environment. Perhaps you're entering college or you're going into a new city and people can tell, or you're traveling into a new country and people can tell and they can take advantage of you because you're not local, or because you're completely new to that situation, and they can see the weakness and vulnerability in it. So you might have this fear, and this is even more of a reason for you to learn as much as you can of that particular environment, situation, person, etc., so that you can defend yourself. For example, a little story. I went I went to India by myself for a yoga teacher training, and I had no clue that you had to, what's the word for it? Not trade. You have to find an agreement in the prices in any shop whenever you go buy clothes. I didn't know, and the first time I went for some comfortable clothes, I went shopping. This person gave me an ginormous price, and in my genuine mind I thought, well, that's more or less what I would spend as well if I were in Italy or Ireland, so it makes sense. And then later on I find out that majority of people would spend much less for those clothes, and I was just supposed to tell them a lower price, and then they eventually figure out the price that we were both happy with. Or about the tuk-tuks, those taxis, if you don't tell them to put the, sorry, I don't know the words, but like if you don't tell them to put on the machine that calculates how many kilometers or miles we're traveling for. They will not turn it on, and they will just invent a price for you. And knowing that you're a foreigner, they will know that you won't fight it, and also they just assume that you're loaded and that is not a problem for you, and they assume that you don't understand the currency there, and that you're completely confused about it and you won't doubt a thing. Instead, I learned that I had to tell them, please turn the machine on so I know how many kilometers we've been going for. And at that stage, they knew they couldn't mess with me. So this is how knowledge will save you, okay, in a new environment. That's what the book is telling you to do. Then what do we have? We have honoring your energy. We have retreat. And we have abundance, which is so cool because we have seen abundance how do you say? We have seen plenty of abundance in the Hare and Oak Oracle card. So this is another confirm, and I actually want to read the booklet message for it, for this particular card. Abundance takes on many forms: material possessions, friendships, excellent health, emotional stability, unique experiences. When you lock yourself into a narrow view on what defines abundance, you lose out on the whole picture of what it could mean. Open yourself up to as many forms of wealth and abundance that are possible, and watch your blessings multiply. Always remember that focusing on what you do not have is a surefire way to feed the energy and make that your truth. Every day, watch for signs of abundance from the universe. Acknowledge and be thankful, thus encouraging the continued flow of energy. Remember, the universe will always provide you with what you need. How beautiful. How beautiful. It's so nice to receive those confirms, especially, when we're feeling so shaken up about a situation, when we're feeling so lost and confused or worried. It is so nice to receive a confirmation like that. So I'm very glad that I decided to read the booklet for you. There is retreat, so that is a good advice as well, because if you are in a particular situation in which you have indeed to make a choice whether to stay or whether to go, or you have to prepare yourself for this new chapter, this new cycle of your life, in which you have to learn a lot about it. It is good that you give yourself a little break. You don't have to be in productive go-go mentality all the time. You don't have to be sitting in your masculine energy all the time. So this is the confirmation from your ancestors that you are allowed to step into your feminine energy and simply slow down and turn off your mind and create space for creativity, create space for new thoughts, create space for healing, create space for new synapses. Okay, and then we have honoring your energy, which makes so much sense. We said here with the Queen of Swords, you have to honor your needs, you have to honor your boundaries. And one way of doing so is by saying to people when they annoy you, when they hurt you, when they disrespect you. So that is so important. I'm going to read you the message from that card as well, because I'm sure they would explain it much better than I would. We all have those days when we are disinclined to do anything. We try all sorts of mental tricks to talk ourselves into doing what we should be doing. Does this ever work? No. We end up feeling guilty, a very low vibration, for not getting anything done, which causes us to try twice as hard the next day, which causes us to get overwhelmed and exhausted, which then leads to becoming caught up in a vicious cycle. Your body has rhythms just as everything else on this earth does. flowers, trees, plants, and the elements. The tides ebb and flow, the sun and moon rise and set, animals hibernate, and flowers grow, bloom, and go dormant. You need to listen to the inherent cycles within you. Rest when you need to, work when you need to. Do not try to outthink the natural rhythms. Go easy on yourself and reserve judgment. You are your own harshest critic. I'm so happy again that I decided to read these for you. It made so much sense with what I've been saying about the retreat as well. And there's something else that we've been saying before as well about this similar topic. I don't remember exactly where it was from. But yeah, I liked that they are, yes, because we had the Nine of Wands in the reverse position, in which you are, the ancestors were saying you seems to be exhausted, and it seems like you have to remove certain burdens from your life. So what it came to my mind is that perhaps you fell into a cycle in which you had to be overly productive to compensate the lack of energy and efforts and dedication that other people involved were not putting, and so you had to compensate, and therefore you ended up burning yourself out, and also standing onto a shaky foundation that is not serving you anymore. So I'm so hopeful that you will be able to cut ties with that particular old situation that is not serving you anymore. I really hope that you'll be able to find that strength and confidence to speak up and just say whatever you think, and also cut ties with any people that are disrespecting you, any situation that is hindering your growth. And I really hope you'll find the courage to grab onto those opportunities that are showing up for you. With the sun and the Hare, there's so many great opportunities, and you just have to believe that they are there for you. And so please don't let them wait for your decision too long, or someone else might decide to grab them. Okay, I really want to thank you for listening up until now. It's been such a pleasure to read the cards for you. Let me know in the comments down below if they resonated with you, and I'll answer to each one of your comments as soon as I see them. If you're interested in a private reading, please let me know. You can find my email and prices in the info box below. And if you would like to get a Noam set to get more in touch with the tree spirits, please do let me know as well through my email. I do have a couple of those sets available. I do make them myself, and I use only fallen branches collected in my area. They are sanded by hand, wood burned by hand, and also being charged spiritually with the permission of the tree spirits. So they are a magical tool to use for your divination or for your witchcraft or for your healing as well. So yes, it is here if you want it, and I'd love if you could support my channel by any means that seems comfortable to you. You know the game. Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell down below so you'll be notified anytime I publish a new video. Subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Hit the thanks button if you'd like to give a little donation, or have a look at my donation list of wish list if you are interested to support me even more, but without feeling obliged to do so. And yes, you can find all the decks in the info box below with Amazon affiliate links, and that will be all. Thank you so much, and I'll see you very soon. Big hugs and best of luck with the evolution of your situation. Hello my loves, and welcome to your reading. If you have picked the cat and lavender in pile number 3 with the blackthorn owam stave and the obsidian crystal, today we're going to be using the Harmony Tarot deck for the majority of the reading, and towards the end of it we're going to be introducing some oracle cards. I have already drawn them for you, so I can't wait to give you some oracle guidance as well after the tarot. So let's go ahead and shuffle the cards in camera. We're going to be asking your ancestors to be present here with us in order to give you some clarity and guidance over this situation that is worrying you. Please and thank you for pile number 3. May your ancestors be present to give you some comforting words and advice about a situation that is troubling you. If you're interested in getting any of the decks that I am using, you can find the Amazon affiliate links in the info box below. This is made by Harmony Nice, which, if you don't know her, I would really recommend to check her out. She is a YouTube star, a modern witch, and a lot of her content is being inspired by nature. I absolutely adore her. The meanings of these cards vary in her booklet from the traditional ones, but in this particular reading I'm going to be using my own interpretation of the cards in the way that I have studied, that I have learned and perfected with experience. I will surely be interested in learning more about her own interpretation. For now, I use it simply for my own private readings. I love reading her guidance, but for public readings like this, general readings, I have to use my own intuition to interpret these cards and my own methods, because otherwise it wouldn't be sustainable to keep reading the booklet for each card. But I really recommend to get this deck because it is so incredibly therapeutic. Is that how you say it? It's like you get out of a therapy session with her. It's so brilliant. Please and thank you for pile number 3. So we have the Nine of Summer in reverse. So she uses as well different names for the cards. This represents the Nine of Cups. Then we have the Witch, which represents the Hierophant. We have the Nine of Heather, the Nine of Autumn, which represents Nine of Swords. The Page of Springs, which is the Page of Wands. The Two of Heather, the Two of Autumn in reverse, which is the Two of Swords in reverse, and the Four of Pentacles in the reverse position. This is the first layout of cards. Then we will be getting a second one as well, and after that the oracles. We're also going to be talking about this element that you have chosen, because they definitely store some guidance for you. I'm just gonna check the light for a minute and see if it's not too dark, and then I'll be back. Okay, I am ready. So we have the Nine of Cups in the reverse position. This tells me that there could be currently some discontent in your life. So it could be that there is something missing in your life. You perhaps don't feel fully satisfied about your current situation, and there is some difficulty in feeling grateful in your life at the moment, because perhaps it seems like you've been giving a lot to people around you, to your situation, to life in general. You put so much hard work, and now perhaps you feel like life hasn't been giving you back as much as you deserved it. So there is this feeling of not understanding why things are not going the way they should, and not understanding why it feels like life is being punishing you. Okay, so there is a little bit of sadness in general, and I feel that this is associated with a particular institution in which you perhaps belong. This could even be simply the belief system in your family. It could be a certain group of friends that you belong to since many years, and now they started being a little outdated. It could be talking about your college or even your work situation, something that you belong to and have committed yourself to, and that includes certain rules and dogmas and behaviors that are expected of you, certain social behavior that is expected of you. And it feels like it's getting a little tight, okay? You are growing out of it, and that's why the discontent. So this is helping you to break free. We have found the witch as well in another of the piles, of which I wish I can remember. I think it might have been pile number 1, but I can't be sure. So if you have felt attracted to any of the other piles and you were undecided, I would definitely follow that intuition and go listen to whatever pile that was, because there might be some messages there for you as well. So this is a call for you to be original, to break free from a certain structure that has raised you, has nourished you up until now, has kept you safe, but now it is getting outdated, okay? It is not serving you as well. So you have to find your own path. That's what I'm seeing. There is Page of Spring indeed, which is the Page of Wands, and this talks about some type of excitement about learning something new, excitement about doing something differently indeed. The page of spring, Page of Wands, has so much excitement about new adventures. Okay, so there is a lot of desire for thrill, desire for being surprised, desire for really strong emotions, desire to have fun, to be curious, to explore new uncharted territories, and desire to grow as well and experiment. Okay, so I really feel that all of this is happening for a good reason. Your ancestors are supporting you in this phase of discontent, telling you that there is a purpose behind it, and it is to push you to grow and become the person that you were always meant to be. Okay, you're blossoming into the most authentic version of yourself, and so whatever institution, whatever group you belong to here, it is probably hindering your growth because you are different, you're unique, you're original, you're artistic. So you have to do things your way. Those rules would be extremely tight for you at this stage. So this is the encouragement to explore whatever inspire that sparks within you that might be very different from what you're used to. Okay, so it is a window opened to originality. There is 9 of Swords as well in the upright position. This tells me that stepping out of your comfort zone actually is creating a lot of worries and tension and anxieties, and perhaps insomnia as well, overthinking. Something has been triggered in your mind in such a way that you're finding it hard to find inner peace, and you're finding it like it is limiting your day-to-day life, and it is not allowing you to perform as usual. Like, you're distracted, your mind is all over the place, you might be very erratic, you might start lots of activities at the same time, or the opposite, you might hide underneath the duvet and don't want to come out of it. Okay, so it feels like You are a caterpillar inside a cocoon, has gone through this transformation, and now you feel tight inside of that cocoon that kept you safe. It is time for you to get out of it, but it is scary and extremely uncomfortable. So you'd rather hide away. But at the same time, you feel this excitement of the light that you're about to see, the freedom that you're going to have, and the infinite possibilities for you to explore that is going to happen. So there is this good mix between being extremely scared and extremely excited. But one thing is for certain, you're not happy where you are, and you are bound to follow your own unique path. All of this is bringing you to a choice. And the Two of Swords in reverse is telling me that you are way too influenced by what other people think of you, their judgment, their opinion about your choices. Perhaps just like when we rely so much on our parents when we are kids and teenagers, you are still in that phase where you still feel like you need the confirm from the outside. You need the confirm from your trusted people that you're doing the right thing. But your ancestors are suggesting you otherwise. They're suggesting you to turn inwardly and listen only to your inner voice, because that is where you're going to find the wisdom that is required for you to realign with your soul purpose, okay, and to reach the best potential for your soul. Other people can have their ideas, they are entitled to have their opinions, but they cannot tell you what to do, and especially because they are not in your shoes, they will never understand 100% fully. And that's something that I said as well in another pile, so I really feel like there is another pile that you need to listen to. Sometimes even our best friends or our mother that you would think they know ourselves in and out. They know so much about ourselves. Of course they're going to understand. Of course they're going to advise for the best path for us. Of course they're going to tell me the truth. Of course I should follow their direction. But it's not really the case all the time. In this particular situation, you are the only person that can tell what is the right path for yourself. The Four of Pentacles is suggesting you to let go of what kept you safe until now, to let go of what you considered extremely valuable up until now, to let go of something that you were very protective up until now. This is because it's holding you back. It's holding you back to that version that needs to be updated. Okay, now the blackthorn, it's incredible because it does speak about an unavoidable path. Indeed, it does speak about an unexpected change that you have to endure, and it is not always pleasant, but this tree is telling you that just like they're able to thrive during the winter when everything else dies, you can too, and you can overcome this incredible big change that is upon you. Now, let me see, I do have a summary about this tree. Let's see if there's anything else from it. Yeah, it could be that you have to face some adversities as well. But yes, like they say here, this is a summary that I created while I was studying the poems from different sources. It says, through challenges we are born anew, and accepting the darkness is the first step to enlightenment. Be like the blackthorn that thrives in winter when everything else is dying. This poem helps you find the courage and fortitude you need to overcome the unpredictable events headed your way. By the way, you can find all the meanings of the OM staves in my Instagram page. I created a reel for each one of the staves. Perhaps I just need the very last one, the U, I think. And the majority of them are there, so if you're interested to study them, that is a good spot. And then I do suggest also some books. So yes, definitely something is about to change, and also quite suddenly. You were not expecting this, and that's why it's giving you so much anxiety. But at the same time, you're like, well, wherever I am here now, I'm not that happy. And the idea of trying something new, it is very exciting. And I feel like I'm not, whatever place I am in right now is not fitting me anymore. It does not resonate with my soul anymore. So I should probably let go. But what to do, where to go? There is this pondering of what is the right decision, and nobody really can tell you what it is. Not even Tarot. We cannot ask Tarot, what should I do? What is the right choice for me? Tarot can tell you pros and cons of each choice, but ultimately it is your decision. And that's what I say to my private clients as well, to my clients for their private readings. Now, that also brings to the concept of the cat and lavender, that encourages you indeed to be extremely independent. Okay, and if I'm not wrong, in this booklet as well, they mention about the fact that cats rely upon themselves, and they have stopped wondering and worrying about what other people think. Let me just grab it. Yes, it says you can seek your full potential without depending on validation from others. Power, resourcefulness, and potential are key words to remember. So no matter how hard it seems, this is supposed to be for your own good. It is important though that in this process where you figure things out by yourself, you figure out what is the best choice for you, you embrace as well the strong protective powers, protective abilities of the obsidian crystal. You can even carry one by yourself, on yourself. It doesn't have to be necessarily obsidian. Any black crystal is extremely grounding and has those properties of detoxing and shielding away negative energies from yourself, from your body, your spirit, and your mind. So it's very important that you embrace those qualities, because it is especially when we are vulnerable that other people, especially if they're not happy with their life and if they have some type of controlling tendency, they would love to take the gear. Is that how you say it? Like, they would love to take control of your life. They would love to give you the direction. And yeah, it reminds me, I don't know if you watch Friends, it reminds me of Monica when Rachel gives Monica the right to tell her what she should be done, what she should do in terms of dating. So any decision that Rachel needs to do, she asks Monica first, because Monica has the control. Because of some mistakes that Rachel had been doing in the past, she's like, that's it, I can't trust myself anymore, you're gonna tell me what to do from now on. So that is the feeling, what people would be inclined to do. Monica was so happy because she's such a control freak. And so she was absolutely delighted. You do not need those people. You have to be careful not to attract, not that they're bad people necessarily, but they might have this tendency because they might have great leader abilities, and if you give them the chance, they are going to take the lead of your life, and it is not what you need, because you are your own witch and you have your own original path. Now let's grab more cards, shall we? For pile number 3, messages from your ancestors about a worry that you have. Perhaps anything that we should know about this choice in order to take the wisest path for ourselves that is the most aligned with our purpose. For pile number 3, what should you know about this choice? We have the Ghost in the reverse position, which is the Hanged Man in the reverse position. The Dawn, yes, which is the Emperor. Very interesting. The Cliff, which is the Death card. We have the Two of Summer, which is the Two of Cups. And the Queen of Spring, which is the Queen of Wands. And the Page of Summer, which is the Page of Cups. Right. What do we see here? Hanged Man in the upright position is hanging off of a tree normally. He's upside down. But if you have the Hangman in reverse, that means that the Hangman is not hanging anymore. It's upright. So it's fun enough, with the Ghost in reverse, the Hanged Man in the reverse position, he gets out of that situation, of that position in which he's hanging himself upside down to see the world from a different perspective, to take some time by himself, withdrawing from the world, not taking any action, reflecting, etc., etc. So, after some time of reflecting about your choice with the Two of Swords in reverse that we have here, it is time for you to take action. And it's not only the Ghost telling you, but it's the Dawn as well, the Emperor card, because the Emperor takes control of his own life. The Emperors need stability, the Emperor needs structure, the Emperor needs planning for the future and rules. So you and your ancestors are really suggesting you to not think about this choice for too long, because you're already having overthinking. You probably already went over all the possible options. You have already given enough time to this choice. So I feel that spirits are telling you, your ancestors are telling you, no matter what choice you take, you need to act now. Yes, do take the choice that resonates more with yourself. Don't listen to other people's opinion. Don't even talk too much with others about this choice, because they might influence you. But nevertheless, it's important that you don't ponder on it for too long. Now, what happened to this Ghost? Like, if I have to interpret this card without my baggage of knowledge of tarot, I would see that this little ghost is suspended between two worlds, between the human world and the spiritual world. And he's feeling quite lonely, to be honest, by his face. And to feel a little bit of company, he's probably spying on someone through the window. Maybe someone that he used to live with, or some other soul that resonates with him, or someone that lives in the house where he used to live. And he's feeling quite lonely, and there's not much that he can do, right? And it feels like the right decision for this ghost would be indeed to step onto the other side and go embrace the spiritual world and leave the earth, no matter how difficult that is. Okay, so this is about taking a decision. You either stay into the human world or you go up into the spiritual world. Staying in between, it is not going to be very beneficial if you stay for too long. Okay, so definitely taking a decision. Here, what do we have? If we have to interpret this card, first of all, there is the carnivore plant that has a fly around it. carnivore plants has to make an important decision when there's a fly around, because they're like, is this fly fat enough for me to burn all these energies to digest it? Will I get enough energies out of it? Will the balance of calories be positive? Or will I spend my energies trying to digest something that at the end of the day is infinitesimally small and won't help me getting any nutrients after all? So that's something I'm seeing here. Something else I'm seeing, there is a broken mirror. So again, there is that choice. Should I knock it down entirely and get a new one? It's quite expensive. It's quite, but or is this broken mirror safe enough? Would burglar get in? Or it is necessary that I'm going to change it? Because even though just a portion of it is broken, if you change it, you have to change the whole thing. So again, an important choice for the future. So this is careful planning, okay, based on your own needs. So you have to listen to your needs. There's also a dead plant, which is interesting. So this is, considering that the wrong choice might bring to you bad consequences. That's why you need certain rules. And then there's also Cedar with some thread, which could be talking about cutting ties with something that doesn't serve your highest best anymore, or deciding what is deserving you to hold on to and what deserve to be cut off from your life. Okay, so that's what I'm sensing here. You have to be stepping into your adult version of yourself, responsible version of yourself. You have to consider the good and the bad in this situation. We have the dead upright, which is called the cliff. Such a nicer word for it, especially when someone has anxiety. So I do appreciate her interest in changing the names of these cards. And the Two of Cups. The cliff again reminds you of the risk that you have if you step too forward. Even though it is such a beautiful view, it is so appealing to get to the very edge and take the most beautiful pictures, you have to be very careful of stepping, okay? So if you take in the next move that you're going to take, you need to be very careful of the possible negative consequences. As long as you're aware of the risk, then you will be fine. That's what I'm sensing. Also, the death card would be speaking about accepting the death of something that doesn't serve you anymore. So it is part of the life cycle to leave behind certain things that has been extremely important and nourishing, like I said earlier as well, for us for that particular time, but now it is time to let them go. So that again does speak about an unpredictable change, painful change as well, but it all comes for the best, because it is indeed a detoxing process, a cleansing process, okay? And I feel that after you'll be able to let go or face this painful change, you will be rewarded by a really positive connection here with the Two of Cups. This could either be a really strong, intimate friendship. It could be talking about romance as well. So you will find the key to all of your questions, the answer to all of your questions in this really meaningful connection. In some cases, the Two of Cups can also indicate a healthy relationship with ourselves, can talk about self-love. So that could be something that you could be thinking of, that this change is allowing you to spend more time with yourself, taking care of yourself, like this cutting ties from people that used to take care of us, they used to love us, they used to tend to our needs. Sometimes it's useful because it teaches you how to do those exact things for yourself. For example, it took me a while to learn how to take care of myself when I get sick, when I get ill, when I get a flu, things like that. When now I'm living by myself, and before I used to have the loving care of my mom, giving me food and measuring my temperature and giving me medicines and just giving me her love. And now I have to do all of that by myself, and it took me a while to get there. Initially I was neglecting my needs so bad. I was just miserable, laying in bed, and now I have a whole list of things that I like to do when I am ill, from cooking some apples with cinnamon and sugar and cloves, from doing some steaming, taking a warm shower, and no matter how tired I am, and reading a lovely book and cooking a nice soup for myself, even though it is tiring to do it, but it helps me. And then I get some really soft tissue for my nose, and I get really lovely balm for my lips, and I put coconut oil everywhere. Like, is I have all these tips that I didn't used to have before. So being by myself, cutting ties from the past in that way, or like facing this change, helped me to learn new things, and helped me especially to learn self-love. So long story short, then we have the Queen of Spring, which is the Queen of Wands in the reverse position, and the Page of Summer, which is the Page of Cups upright. Now, your ancestors want you to be careful in your decision, not to be too naive, not to trust people too easily, not to think only about the cute side of what you're going to get next. For example, if you're thinking to get a pet, if that is part of your future choices, instead of just thinking about how cute and fluffy and loving they are, and how much laughs you're gonna get from them, and how much love and affection you're gonna get from them, you also have to think about the responsibilities that comes with having a pet, like having to pay the vet whenever is needed, having to have enough money for their food, bring them out for a walk 3 times per day, and finding a way to travel with them, or knowing where to put them when you're going away, and things like that. So your ancestors really want you to be fully responsible with this choice. They want you to make it with no much advice from outside, like I said, but they want you to be extremely wise and consider all options, not just the nice aspect of it. For example, if you think about moving abroad, yes, it is exciting. You're going to learn a new language, you're going to try new food, you're going to see new landscapes, you're going to smell different flowers that you never smelled before, and hear exotic birds. But you also have to think about your health insurance, maybe, or you have to think about how to earn an income there, how to make new friendship there. You have to think about certain difficulties without, taking them for granted. Okay, so it is very important that you consider all the pros and all the cons, and that you are preparing yourself for certain difficult aspects. Okay, that doesn't mean that it has to kill your enthusiasm with this Queen of Wands in reverse. Like, you are still this absolutely wonderful, artistic, free spirit that is so excited to fly off onto the universe, to explore uncharted territories, like we said earlier, to try new things, to put yourself outside of the comfort zone. So you don't want to kill that enthusiasm. You want to keep trying new things, even though with the mature wisdom, that is not all gonna be roses and flowers. I don't know how you say that in English exactly, but it's not gonna be all seen from rose tinted glasses. there's gonna be some tricky aspects to consider as well. Okay, so those are the suggestions from your ancestors about this important choice that you have to make. Now, I would definitely have a look at your oracle cards. Where are they? Here. Okay, so we have, there's house, there is key, and there is lilies. Funny how you got the lilies, because it does speak about contentment as well. So it feels like you are searching to be at peace again. You're searching to be content again. Lilies also does speak about some sexual chemistry, and so it could be that these two cups is going to exactly be a romantic new partner or new adventure. It feels like they might knock you out of your feet. How do you say, what's the right word for it, right sentence? Sweep you off your feet. That is the risk, because they're going to be extremely charming, but it is important that you're not going to lose your independence. It is important that you're not going to allow them to disrespect you. It is important that you're not going to try to kill your originality just to be loved and please this person. Okay, because love can be blinding, and sometimes, especially when we are at the first experiences with romance, we tend to kill our wild free spirit. We tend to kill our authenticity just so that we can be loved. So I really feel that your ancestors are suggesting you to never forget who you are and where you want to go. Never betray yourself, your beliefs, your personality, just to be with someone, because there is a little bit of a naive innocence type of superficiality with the page of summer sometimes, just because she is in love with romance. Okay, so be careful with that. And yes, that's what I wanted to say. But yes, lilies, definitely some type of sensual encounter, I would say, with the lilies, and that is going to be very meaningful to you. It could be as well that you're going to decide to move in with this person, with the house, or they're simply going to be part of your soul tribe, or you will feel at home with them. So for some of you, there is a romantic encounter that is being defined by these three cards as well. For some other of you, your decision may refer to a house, finding the key to this house, and you want to be feeling content. So perhaps in the house you're in right now, you're not very happy, or you feel like it's restraining you, or there has been an unpredictable change. You are going to be pushed towards an unavoidable path, and you don't like it, you don't want to stay in the house anymore under those circumstances, or you've been asked to leave it. So this is a time for you to find the key to a new house, and your ancestors want you to know that you have to be content in the new place. You can't just give up to your needs. Like the Queen of Spring is quite ambitious. She has quite peculiar needs and desire to like run free into the house, maybe even naked, and paint onto the walls, and gardens lots of medicinal herbs, and I don't know, feed birds and mice, and just being content with nature, and recharge crystals underneath the full moon. So you don't want to kill all this beautiful, magical, mystical side of yourself just so that you can fit in a particular situation, just because life is pushing you onto this cliff and they're like, either you take this or you're gonna fall off. Don't listen to that threat. Okay, certainly you should not resist this change. It is important that you, was this death in reverse? No, it was upright. It is important that you don't resist this change. Go with the flow. It is coming for a good purpose, but don't allow it to kill your original self. That's what I how to say, we have some other cards. Self-love, which was absolutely, it's so in tune with what we've been talking about. We're mentioning self-love with the Two of Cups as well. Then we have inner journey, and we have forgiveness. So this could be talking about forgiving the people that raised you, forgiving that particular institution that you belong to, forgiving your friends. Like, just because you have been starting, like, maturing into different version of yourself, and your energies are not matching anymore, it doesn't mean that they were bad people. So forgive them, forgive yourself as well for changing. This is all meant to be. It is all part of your destiny, and it's absolutely normal that sometimes our friendship or a certain relationship don't last forever, but nevertheless they taught us a lot, and they gave us lovely lovely moments, and we would definitely come back to the earth to live them again if we could. But yes, this is your inner journey. This is your personal journey. You have to probably do it by yourself. You have to cut ties with anything that is holding you back. I would love to read the booklet for some of those cards because they're very insightful. So self-love says, where it is, we always try to think so highly of the ones we love. We even give strangers the benefit of the doubt. But when it comes to self-love, many of us fall woefully short. To love oneself is to accept imperfection, embrace learning, and battle through the all-consuming fires of self-doubt in order to find the energetic balance inside each of us. Be aware of the small, insidious voice that perhaps repeats the negative self-assessment you had as a child. Maybe an ex-lover or a friend put a label on you that you've accepted. These self-judgments have no place in a whole, healthy relationship that is vital to have with yourself. It's only when you find your love for yourself that you can sincerely offer love to others. This is so beautiful, and it's such a good reminder, because especially when we step into a new phase of our lives, when we have to let go of the past, there's so much self-doubt going around us, and yes, like they said, some of those judgments come from other people. They just, it's enough to tell a couple of times, for a friend to judge us a couple of times, and then we're like, I really believe her, she's surely right, and then you're stuck with it forever. So that is very, very insightful. I really hope it meant something for you as well. I'd love to read you as well the inner journey, which is certainly going to be important for your particular choice. So here it is. Not all who wander are lost. Oh, that's so beautiful already. At times we are so consumed with our own personal journey that we project our journey onto another. Every soul arrives on this planet with lessons to learn and a life to live. For as many souls that are out there, there are that many different journeys. Do not judge another's journey. Always respect where another person is on their path. Meet everyone you come in contact with where they are on their path. Do not insist they come to where you are. By doing this, you will not only expose those around you to your own healing vibration, but you will offer them acceptance without judgment. This is a great gift to both give and receive. I feel this is again such a beautiful reminder, because just like you want to be your unique self, you want to allow others to be the same for themselves. So, especially, yeah, we learn that by traveling and meeting new cultures. There is that initial cultural shock initially, and then we realize everyone is free to eat whatever they want, as long as they don't, harm others, and just dress however they want, and be I don't know, be a fool in the road if they want, and sing out loud. and dance in the street if they want. And that is so beautiful. And by doing so, you're giving the freedom to others to do the same. So it is your soul presence being so unique like you are is going to be so healing for others. And I feel that in no time you're going to find your soul tribe. In no time you're going to find your new home. Just honor your feelings, rely upon yourself, be the unique wonderful ray of sun that you are, and don't allow anyone to dim your light. Then we also have a last card, Timeless Earth. This is very interesting. Their messages are always so mysterious. I'm always so curious to read them, so be patient with me until I find it. So there is a quote that says, "And when all the wars are over, a butterfly will still be beautiful." From Ruskin Bond. This is lovely. Beneath every winter, summer waits to stage its vibrant comeback. Beneath the worry, beyond the hostility, just on the other side of darkness, peace is ever growing, building, waiting to wash over us all. The trees, the stars, every drop of the ocean moves in time with the divine, as do you. The divinatory meaning of this card is, these too will pass. Slow your pace and resist rushing ahead. There will be another day, another chance. Seek firm foundation, solid values, or a core message. Have patience. That's beautiful. And then there is an affirmation. Peace and calm pulse from the depth of the earth, up through the soles of my feet, into my heart and mind. I breathe deeply and slowly and connect with the rhythm of the earth. Steady, stoic, and everlasting, the earth is my home. I am safe. So beautiful. Reminds me of that foundation that the Emperor was suggesting you to do in this Dawn card. And interesting as well, the fact of not rushing into this choice and take time to feel what you feel. And yes, and I love this reassurance as well that this too shall pass. There will be another day. So even though it sounds like your world is probably crushing, as falling apart because of this unavoidable path that you're very not happy with, this too shall pass. There will be better days and you will overcome these difficulties, and one day you'll look back and be like, what was I so anxious about? I had in me all the skills and talents that I needed to overcome this. It's just like a cat being scared of a bird. It makes no sense. The cat has the ability to protect themselves, has the claws, has the teeth, the speed, the agility, how do you say, flexibility. So there's no need to fear this event. That's what I feel like telling you. You are going to be amazing. You have everything you need to overcome this, and it is happening for you, not against you. Really hope that this reading has been helping you, giving you the guidance and clarity you needed. Let me know in the comments down below if it helped. I'd love to hear from you and I'll answer to each one of your comments. I am here available if you need some private readings. Simply send me an email that you can find at the info box below or in the comment section as well, together with my prices. And please do support this channel by any means that feels more comfortable to you. I would appreciate it so much. I hope to see you very soon in the next video. Best of luck with the evolution of your events. I hope you will feel better real soon. Big hugs and much love.